Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. All series videos, happy weekend. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. In this video, I'll be updating you on Sister Wives. It is hot on this particular series. Guess what? Dua exposes Gazal to the family. You need to watch till the end to find out how it happened. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click on the notification button to be notified anytime I drop a new video. Please like this video, download this video, share this video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you feel about this video in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. All family members sit down to have breakfast. Dua tells Hina that after praying, I realized whatever I was saying yesterday was so wrong. Gazal is confused. Dua tells Hina that I can't say sorry enough, but can you please forgive me? Hina smiles and hugs her. Hina says, you realized about your mistake, so that's enough. She hints at Gazal. Dua goes to her and hugs her. All smiles. Dua tells Gazal that I am sorry. What happened with you was wrong. Gazal nods. She whispers to Gulnaz that she is plotting something. Gulnaz says this is dangerous. Dua hints at Daddy. Daddy says, wow, Dua has cooked such delicious food. All laughs. Dua thinks she's busy in food instead of starting the plan. Dua puts food in her plate and hints at her. Daddy eats more food and starts screaming. She says, I have a stomach ache. I have to go. Rahat and Hina take her to the hospital. Gulnaz tells Gazal that I don't know what Dua is up to, but I have to go now. Haider smiles and tells Dua that he is lucky to have her as his wife. He kisses her cheek and says, I was thinking to spend more time with you today. I was thinking to take an off, but I have an important client coming. Dua thinks he has to go for my plan to work. She says you should go and maybe you can take Ruhan with you as he is feeling down. Maybe you can take Kainat and Noor with you. Haider says you can come too. Dua says, I have a lot of work. I will come some other day. Haider calls Ruhan and asks him to go with him. Ruhan says, I am not in the mood. Haider says, don't you want to spend time with your brother? Ruhan says, okay, I will come with you. They both leave. Dua calls Mumtaz and asks her to go out to watch a movie. She thanks her and leaves. Ataf comes to Dua's house. She says Gazal is alone, so everything is in your hands now. He nods and goes at the house. Dua says, I don't want to do all this, but I have to expose Gazal. She turns off the house light. Gazal comes in the kitchen and calls for Mumtaz. She says there is not even a candle here. She calls out to Dua and Mumtaz, but no one is around. She feels somebody's presence and is scared. Altaf comes there and says, how are you? Gazal is shocked to see him. Daddy is in the car with Rahat and Hina. She says, I am feeling okay now, so take me back home. Rahat says, no, you have to get checked first. Gazal screams for help, but Altaf says there is no one around. You did what you had to do, so it's my time. He grabs her and says, you blame me for molesting you, right? Gazal says, are you crazy? Altaf says, I didn't molest you that day, but I will do it today. I got blamed, so I might as well do it. Gazal says, don't do this. She tries to run, but he grabs her and says, you lied about me molesting you, right? Why? Gazal screams and says, yes, I lied about you. You didn't molest me, but I lied as I didn't want to marry you. I am sorry. The light turns on suddenly and Gazal is shocked to see whole family standing there. Daddy says, I told you all that this girl is a liar. She blamed an innocent Ataf. Ruhan says, how could you stoop this low, Gazal? Rahat says, Why did you lie? Daddy says Dua was right, but no one listened to her. Haider glares at her. Gazal rushes to him and hugs him. She says, thank God you all came, as this attack was molesting me. Haider pushes her away and says, enough! We all heard the truth from you only. Gazal says, I said all that to protect my honor. Hina grabs her and slaps her hard. All are shocked. Hina slaps Gazal hard and says, I loved you more than Dua. Gave you place in this house as my daughter. But you have proved that you don't deserve parently love. You don't deserve to be someone's daughter. God will not forgive you. Daddy says, insult her more. Dua is sad and tells Daddy that I am not liking Hina being hurt. Gazal thinks I have to do something. She rushes to Haider and says, listen to me, please. Haider says, no, I have heard enough. He goes to Atav. He says, I did what I was accused of, so don't beat me today. You insulted me so much. Haider says, I am really sorry for what happened with you. Dua says, anyone would have believed Gazal. Atav says, don't apologize. You are like my brother. Haider says, I am really ashamed of blaming you. Please forgive me. Atav says, I want Rohan to be ashamed too. He goes to him and asks him to slap him if he wants to. Dua asks him to stop it. Atav says, this family has hurt my soul. I kept saying that I am innocent, but no one believed me except Dua. He hugs her and says, you promised to prove my innocence, so thank you for fulfilling that. He leaves. Rahat tells Dua that you got justice for an innocent person. I am proud of you. Daddy says I helped her too. The flashback shows how she brought Hina and Rahat back home in time. Haider looks at Dua and says, I did a mistake by not believing you. I am sorry, she says. Don't say that. Hina goes to her and says, we both were wrong for not believing you. I said too much to you and even raised my hand. Please forgive me. Dua hugs her. Gazal whispers to Gulnaz that Dua has to pay for all this. Gulnaz says you won't have time to repay her. Daddy will throw you out now. She goes to Daddy and says this girl is so shameless. She blamed Ataf for no reason. Rohan thinks, why would Gazal do that? Haider tells Gazal that I didn't expect this from you. Daddy says this girl is a witch. No one trusted my word against this stranger. Hina tells Gazal that you could have said no if you didn't like the guy, but why did you play with our emotions? You have broken our trust. Rahat says you shouldn't have done that. Daddy says, as an elder, I am ordering to throw this Gazal out of the house. Gazal cries and says, please don't do that. Haider says, just pack your bags and go. Gazal asks Hina, where will I go? Please don't do that. Hina says, I heard Dua and Daddy to take a stand for you. But what did you do? If you took me as your mother, then you would never stoop this low. You have broken my trust. Gazal acts like crying and thinks I can't lose so easily. She tries to rush to Haider, but Daddy pushes her away and asks her to get lost. She asks Kainat to pack her bags. Gazal says, I am not leaving this house. Daddy says this girl is so stubborn. Haider tells Gazal that she has 10 minutes to leave the house. She can't stay here anymore. Gazal says, you people are not even listening to me. She thinks what to do. She rushes to Rohan and asks if he wants her to leave too. Dua stands in front of her and says, everyone wants you to leave the house. You can't stay here anymore. We will prepare for you to stay away from the house. Get lost from my house. Gazal tells Rohan that I want to hear from you too. He sadly looks at her, but looks away. Gazal thinks I don't have a choice now. Kainat brings her bag. Gazal says, I will leave you if you all want to. She starts leaving the house. She thinks I can't lose to Dua like this. She smirks and says, this is injustice. I will leave the house, but you should ask me first why I lied and accuse Atav. All look on. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.